So you've either dreamed of starting your own business, or maybe you're already right in the middle of it. And if you are, you know the biggest challenge, right? How do you build something that doesn't just survive, but actually gives you some freedom? Well, that's exactly what we're going to break down, using the incredible ideas from the legendary book, The E-Myth Revisited.
First things first, let's get real about the stakes here. The hard truth is, well, it's kind of staggering. A full 50% of all new businesses fail completely within their very first year. Gone.
And it doesn't get a whole lot easier after that. For the businesses that actually make it through that brutal first year, another 3 out of 4 of them, that's 75%, disappear before they even hit their 6th birthday. The odds are just tough.
So the big question is, how do you become the exception to the rule? How do you build a business that not only beats those crazy odds, but runs so well that it doesn't need you there every single second of the day? That is the question we're diving into right now.
It all starts by understanding this fundamental trap that, honestly, almost every single new entrepreneur falls right into. It's this fatal assumption that can doom a business from the very beginning.
And here it is. This is what the book calls the E-Myth. Just because you are an absolutely amazing baker, a brilliant coder, or a genius mechanic, that does not mean you automatically know how to run a bakery or a software company or a repair shop. The skills are completely different. You go from being the expert doing the work to suddenly having to be the boss you probably used to complain about.
Now, to really get why this is so hard, you have to grasp this first huge idea from the book. Inside every single business owner, there are 3 totally different personalities, and they're all fighting for control.
First up, you've got the entrepreneur. This is the visionary, right? The dreamer. This is the part of you that sees the huge picture, that wants to change the world, and is always thinking about what's next.
Then there's the manager. This is your inner pragmatist. The manager just craves order, plans, and systems. This part of you wants everything to be neat, predictable, and filed away perfectly.
And finally, we have the technician. This is the doer, the craftsman. The technician is the part of you that actually fell in love with the hands-on work in the first place, and all they want is for everyone else to just get out of the way so they can do the job right.
Just think about the problem this creates. The entrepreneur is trying to leap into the future, the manager wants to organize and control the present, and the technician is just buried in the work that has to get done today. This internal tug-of-war is the real source of all that chaos and burnout.
And that internal battle? It leads you right down a very predictable and very painful path. First, you're in what the book calls infancy. You are the business. You do everything from making the sales to sweeping the floor. Then you hit adolescence. You hire some help, but because there are no systems, you start to lose control. Chaos starts to grow, and you end up working even harder, micromanaging the very people you hired to help you. It is a total trap.
So how in the world do you escape this? Well, you have to make a pretty radical shift in your thinking, right from day one. You've got to stop thinking like a small business owner and start thinking like you're building the next great franchise.
This quote from the founder of IBM just nails the mindset. He wasn't just thinking about selling his first product, he was envisioning the entire global corporation from the get-go. See, your business itself is the product that you're designing.
And this brings us to the core idea of the whole book, the franchise prototype. Now, even if you never, ever plan to franchise your business, you have to build it as if you were going to. Document everything so clearly, so perfectly, that someone could make 5,000 identical copies of your business and they would all work flawlessly.
This leads to a really important distinction. You can have a business that's people-dependent, which means it relies on heroes and experts. That's fragile and it's really expensive. Or you can have a business that's system-dependent. This kind relies on documented processes. This creates consistent, predictable success, and it lets ordinary people achieve extraordinary results, because the system is the real expert.
Let's make this super practical. Imagine a cake shop. The systems aren't just the cake recipes. No way. It's the exact script for how you greet a customer when they walk in. It's the checklist for ordering flour. It's the precise swirl pattern for the frosting on every cupcake. It's the step-by-step duties for closing up shop at night. The system runs the business, and the people run the system.
Okay, so building this amazing prototype, it's not a one-and-done kind of thing. It's actually a continuous process of improvement, and it's powered by a really simple 3-step cycle.
Here's the loop. It's simple. Number 1 is innovation. You try a small change. Number 2, quantification. You measure the results. No guessing, you use real numbers. And number 3, orchestration.
If the change actually works, you make it the new, official, documented standard for everybody. Then, you just do it all over again.
And this process can be incredibly simple. For example, a business decided to test whether the color of their staff's aprons would affect sales. So they tried blue aprons instead of their usual black ones. And they quantified it. They measured everything. And what they found was that the blue aprons boosted the average sale by 16%. So they orchestrated it. Blue aprons became the new uniform. It's that simple and that powerful.
And all of this work, all these little systems, it all leads to the ultimate goal. The reason you probably started a business in the first place. True freedom.
You know, a lot of people worry that systems and checklists kill creativity, but it is the exact opposite. Think about a great jazz musician. They master the scales, the system, so completely that it becomes second nature. That mastery is what frees them up to improvise and create something brilliant. Standardizing the routine 90% of your business does the same thing. It frees up your mental energy for the critical 10% where real innovation happens.
And here is the payoff for all of this. This is the dream. A business that actually runs without you. A motivated team that has a clear playbook for how to win. Financial freedom that isn't tied to you physically being there. And maybe the biggest one of all, you finally get to work on your business as a visionary, not just in it as a burnt-out worker.
So, where do you begin? Look, don't try to document your entire business overnight. You'll go crazy. Just start small, like really small. Pick one simple, repeatable task you do every single day. Answering the phone, making coffee, whatever. Just write down the steps. That's it. That's the first page of your own operations manual.
And that really brings us to the end. This whole journey, from being trapped in a job you accidentally created for yourself to owning a true business that serves you, it all starts with creating a single system. So, think about it. What is the very first process you're going to write down to start building your own freedom?